Oi. Howdy, folks. Welcome to part 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog. We're now in my least favorite zone, Labyrinth Zone. Why is this my least favorite? Well, for one, it's a labyrinth, which means, yeah, it's gonna be maze like, oh, shit. I died. Anyway, it's a labyrinth, so it's maze-like, which is annoying. There's a lot of shit out to kill you, such as these spike balls that I often have a hard time dodging. And then there's the big thing that undoubtedly everybody watching this has seen, and that's the water. Now, water, as you can tell, it slows you down, you don't move as fast, and that does get relatively annoying. But if that was all, it would just be slightly annoying, you know, it'd just take longer to get through the level. The reason I hate this zone, and I hate water in pretty much every single Sonic game. I can't think of one that I actually like water. No, actually I take that back. Sonic 3 and Knuckles has a pretty kick-ass water level. Anyway, though, the big reason I hate being underwater, not so much that you move slower, that's something I've gotten used to with gaming, and it's not so much the spike balls, although they are annoying. It's the fact that Sonic can drown. You see, Sonic can't swim, and naturally, he's a hedgehog who can't breathe underwater, so he can drown. And, oh good God, I hate it when he starts drowning. Because this level is almost entirely underwater, it's very easy to drown, too. And it's slow, and it's easy to get hit. They also have these stick-out spike things that you're seeing. They're not as bad as in the Master System of Sonic the Hedgehog, but they're still annoying. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to mention. There's actually technically 3 versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. There's this one that we're playing right now, there's the Master System version, and then there's the Game Gear version. Yeah, 3 versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Isn't that freaking crazy? But anywho. They also have, this zone also has the Orbinauts, these red spike ball guys that you gotta wait until they throw all their spiky balls away, and then you can jump into them. Or at least they throw away one, and then you can jump into them. It also has these dragon statues that spit fire, these drill fuckers right here that jump out of the ground. I hate Labyrinth Zone. It's the only zone in this game I hate. Every other zone I got no problem with, but this one, oh, fuck Labyrinth Zone. It's terrible. It also takes a while to get through the level, but as you can see, we're done with Act 1. I also love doing that for some reason, rolling into the sign even though there's no real point to it. Don't know what it is, I just always love doing that. So what the hell is Labyrinth Zone exactly? It's clearly some kind of underground temple ruin type place, which, as the Sonic series goes on, isn't so uncommon, but, you know, what is this place? What's its purpose? Who built it? I seriously doubt Dr. Eggman built it. I don't know, it's crazy. I'm wondering what exactly it is. South Island, which by the way is Sonic's home island. I don't think I've actually talked about that yet. Sonic lives on South Island. Apparently there are people who live on South Island as well, though we never see them. As we shouldn't. We shouldn't ever see people other than Dr. Eggman and nameless citizens in these games. But anyway. He lives on South Island, and apparently South Island has this big ruin place that is weird as hell. This place is this place is actually quite annoying. But no, this room is it can be a little bit frustrating because you have to push that switch in order to open the door. It's hidden behind a ring box, and oh fuck. I always get hit by that ball spike. I know it's there, I always know it's there, and yet I still always get hit by it. Drives me up the wall. Drives me up the wall. Anyway, though. Being invincible, which, by the way, that's what these sparkles with the Sonic the Hedgehog theme, the that's the invincibility thing. The invincibility sparkles, rather. When you are invincible, you can survive everything except being crushed and drowning. You can run into enemies, no problem. You can just ignore spikes and spiky balls and fire-spitting dragon statues and shit. But yeah, you can still drown. Believe me, you can still drown. But anywho, I believe this is actually the end of Act 2. Huzzah! I really hate this zone. I really hate it. Only zone I hate. The song's pretty catchy, but anytime I hear it, I just go, oh god, not Labyrinth Zone. Not fucking Labyrinth Zone. Right here's actually an endless looping waterfall slide thingy. You could just stay on this slide forever and ever, and if you don't jump off at this point and hit that switch that I hit just a second ago, then you'll never be able to get through it. Through the zone. You'll just keep sliding for like 10 minutes and then you'll die because once it gets to 10 minutes, you die. Each zone has a time limit, and that time limit is 10 minutes. Not one zone in this game should take you 10 minutes to get through. Seriously, not one zone. So that's good, but yeah. And yeah. I'm waiting for a water... Oh, there's the drowning music. We'll hear the drowning music in more detail later on, I think. I think. I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm not, though. But anyway, yeah, you can drown. It sucks. I hate it. You have to push switches to get through this place. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. And up here is a little bit of a dickish thing they did, and that's these cork blocks. These cork blocks rise with the water, and if you happen to get knocked off of one of these cork blocks, the water doesn't go back down unless you go all the way to the left to where that waterfall was, next to the checkpoint. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't know that until just, like, 3 years ago. Call me crazy, but I don't play Sonic 1 as much as I do most other Sonic games, so I didn't know about that. Anywho, though, this is actually a chase. You don't actually have to catch Eggman or hit him in this boss fight, this quote-unquote boss fight, but, you know, you do have to catch him. But, anywho, it's not that hard. You do want to be quick, because there's no bubbles. Oh! Oh, the water fucked up my groove.
You threw off my groove!
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
You were saying?
Damn water. But there's no bubbles, there's no rings, nothing, so you do have to be a little quick and avoid things pretty well, but it's not actually that bad. It is probably the hardest boss fight in the game, but still, that's not saying much. But huzzah! We destroyed another roboticizer! Love the victory jingle. But this takes us to Starlight Zone. Unlike Labyrinth Zone, I love Starlight Zone. Much like Marble Zone, Green Hill Zone, Spring Yard Zone, it's got a very catchy fucking song. Anyway, this is a very speed-oriented level. It's very fast, lots of fucking awesome loop-de-loops to roll down, and oh, I love it. So much fun. It's also off in the distance from a big city. I mentioned that Spring Yard Zone reminds me a lot of Albuquerque. So does this zone. So does this zone. It just... I don't know, there's just something about it. I love the city. And now I live in a teeny tiny town in Cornhill. But anyway, enough about my life. You may have noticed I beat that act in 45 seconds. Starlight Zone is the second easiest zone in the game. It's right behind Green Hill Zone for difficulty. Oh, I love this with the loop-de-loops and everything. Except for that part. I always get hung up on that, that incline. I don't know what it is, but I always get stuck on it for some reason. And that's the only one that I find annoying. Aside from... not aside, but I hate those bombs, by the way. Again, you want to be careful and not get crushed, because you can get crushed right there. Oh, that's so much fun. I didn't even go through those loop-de-loops very fast. I love the roll, so much fun. So, this zone has a lot of bottomless pits. These aren't something that have been a very big occurrence. There are some in Green Hill Zone, even though the odds of you finding them are super fucking rare. There's one in Springyard Zone, and then that's really just about it so far. And yeah, Starlight Zone Act 2 in 58 seconds. I love Starlight Zone, it's so fast-paced. But let's tackle Act 3. I love Act 3 for something that's right here at the beginning. Here it comes. Boom! Oh my god, I love that. When you curl into a ball, I know I've already mentioned this, but you get a huge boost of momentum, and you just go super fucking fast. And I love that. That is so much fun. Sonic's pretty fast on his own, but when you curl into a ball, you go super motherfucking fast. Oh, it's fantastic. Anyway, though, yeah, there are a lot of bottomless pits, so some people may argue with me, and say that this isn't the second easiest zone in the game, but seriously, I'm tearing through this, no problem, and I don't think anyone's gonna really have a problem. One rule that I usually go by for Starlight Zone, and I feel is pretty accurate, is that the teeter-totter platforms are usually over a bottomless pit, so you may want to watch out for that. Starlight Zone does have a couple of dickish moves like that, though, where there's an Orbinaut and then a bunch of bombs on the ceiling. But enough about the zone. We're at Dr. Motherfucking Eggman, who has the funnest boss fight in this game. Oh, I love this one. So as you can tell, there are 3 teeter-totters, and he's flying around dropping bombs that you can either fling into Dr. Eggman's Eggmobile, or use them to bounce Sonic super high so you fly into the Eggmobile. There's something about this boss battle that is just so much fun, and I love it to death. So fun to play. Is it hard? Hell no. I don't even know if I've ever even been hit by the bombs when he's dropping them. He moves really slow, and he always drops them on the edge of the teeter-totters, and he always stops before he drops them, so it's really nothing. It's really nothing. Anywho, folks, we're going to Scrap Brain in Part 4. Stay tuned.